The panic in the stock market is quite widespread, and the price action has been nothing short of nightmarish. But I've always believed and maintained, and this is purely based on my experience and my understanding when I've spoken to some successful investors, which is that good news and good prices, it rarely comes together. You should never wait a crisis, or you should never waste a crisis. The best way to turn this crisis into an opportunity is one should really go towards or walk on the path of investing in index funds. The risk to the market is that it may correct, but if you remain underinvested in this market, the risk is that when markets go higher, you may actually not capitalize on that. Haven't we seen that in last 10 days, that markets have made a comeback of more than 15% from the recent lows, and if you were not invested and if you did not participate when markets were falling, you may actually have missed on the bounce. Now, there is history which indicates that every time when you've invested, when there has been outright panic, fear in the market, and if you invested in index funds, the reward in next 3 to 12 months has been equally heartening. Look at 3 big market meltdowns. TMT boom and bust, when the TMT bubble got pricked and stock markets and especially e-commerce stocks, they came tumbling down. Then the famous GFC crisis, global financial crisis. Again, if you invested at the peak of the crisis, you made an immediate return of nearly 30% in immediate 12 months. And also the macro scare, which came out a couple of years ago, when you took a contrarian view, and if you stayed disciplined and if you approached the market via index funds, the rewards were equally handsome. So in this market, where there are a lot of moving parts, one side you've got medical news, second side you've got the real economy which will get rebooted, the consumption, and surely the way how the economic parameters would change also will be challenging. So rather than taking a stock specific bet, the easiest way to invest in this kind of a market is adopt the approach of index investing. In that, not only you're minimizing your risk, you're also perhaps basing your judgment on history. Like Mark Twain said, history may not repeat itself, but it will certainly rhyme. There is definitely a risk to the market if the medical emergency does not improve. But the risk of remaining underinvested in this market at the current juncture is equally high, because when markets will recover, if you are not invested in this market, you will suffer equally.